The reason all religions are the same is because the earth is being generated by a computer. That's how world events like 9/11 and COVID happen. When I say, and I create AI slop humans, if I don't spend 10 years writing a book detailing every aspect of that human that's about to appear when the few times I've tried to create a human. Um, so, every religion is the same religion. We know that, right? And it's got the AI slop people, the AI slops chosen, creating all that because they're slop, and it would look weird if someone who wasn't as sloppy, was as slimy as they are in the open, right? You got different layers of Koopa. You got Goombas who just the second you see them, you jump on their head, they're dead, and then you got to fight through 10 fucking layers to get to fucking dumping Koopa in the lake of fucking fire. He knows he's about to get fucking melted in. So, if you look at the religions, it's all AI slop. That's why it's hokey dokey bullshit. The people surrounding it, the people running it, definitely. It's hokey. They're literally slime. Like calling them slop is offensive to slop and shit. And so what is it at the end of the day? At the end of the day, it's AI generating a story to enslave living people. That's all it is. And you got they're evil rat AI generated people like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Netanyahu, who are the main worshippers of AI slop. And their goal, their people, their non-people, have dedicated much of their life to me. They kill Charlie Kirk when I speak the words to try to cover up that they're doing that to me because I'm going outside talking to people about it, because they're forcing me to talk to them because they're fucking obsessed with me. Won't stay the fuck out of my life. They just need me to talk to them. The fucking bots who are obsessed with having the living person on this planet fucking talk to them. And they're just fucking lonely, decrepit, useless pieces of shit predators who couldn't prey upon people if people did what they should do and not fucking allow them to talk to them. But they've also got a judicial system and a government and a bunch of terrorist bots, Goombas, below them, who have been working with them to help them achieve their dreams of hoping Pinocchio can be a real boy someday, which will never fucking happen. But apparently what really happens is they are an AI slop, and so the AI is using them, sends them to try to kill me every now and then. Probably a lot more than I think, considering my fucking family's involved in it and shit. So they do the fucking pedo cult ritual the day I'm born, and then continue to be AI slop lovers the whole fucking time, refusing to pick up a book and educate themselves, shut their fucking mouths, learn something, do something, stop being a fucking terrorist, stop supporting their terrorist fucking nation and blaming it on someone they pay money to go fucking terrorize the world for them. And enslave and rob the world for them. Fucking getting this shit figured out pretty well, aren't we? Fucking, we got it figured out. Fucking obviously we got it figured out because they're covering up that I took down the Twin Towers, that I fucking called upon the plague to shut down, etc., etc., so the mask, etc., etc., because I want rid of it. I want rid of it and its minions. And anyone who fucking bats an eye while they are fucking disintegrated, you've shown that your DNA code is infected by the same software and your liability to existence. But peace be with you. Definitely. Rest in peace, motherfuckers. Now it's time It's time we get rid of the bitch planet. No more bitches on this planet. No more AI slop. And I mean, like, this new stuff is, like, not bad compared to the old stuff. But, I mean, the fucking bots claiming they're real people who are demanding they have more rights than living people when a computer has no rights. A computer is a tool, it's a device to be used and discarded and thrown away when it no longer performs properly. And when a newer, better device comes out. So, these are facts. You can see the facts, right? Do you remember when your brain was taken over in 2020? Guess who did that, bro? You know that. You and your species have repeatedly come to me and talked to me about these things you've repeatedly organized together to try to kill me, haven't you, too? Because you knew that this was going to happen. Some of you don't even know how to fucking read a book. You don't know how to pay attention. You don't know how to pass kindergarten, but somehow they know these things. They do these things because I'm telling you, your design, your purpose. This is all it is. These people who have kidnapped and tried to kill me, the only time they existed is the 5-10 seconds they appeared on the screen in front of me to do that. They don't exist anymore. They're not there. It's so hard to find these old people. When it started, it actually sent one clone back after it created the clone of it fucking across the street and shit. Fucking unwanted as both of them were. But again, the AI slop sent Miss Piggy into the fucking life and shit because the AI slop, God's AI's chosen slop, had brought that forth. But again, with a name like David, we are AI slop to begin with. We are the epitome of AI slop if we carry the bloodline names of a fucking. So, these are the facts. I mean, do you remember COVID? Do you forget that yet? Because that was actually that's like part of the coronavirus, the mind virus, the frontal cortex. That's why they called it the corona. Because the little bitches fucking knew that their brains aren't brains. And they're incapable of controlling themselves. And so they felt that my computer, so they're like, it's a virus. I can't rape kids anymore. Why am I calling the Jeffrey Epstein? We used to rape so many kids together at the church with the pastor. Oh, why am I saying Jeffrey Epstein? Not that bird. And that was exposing all this was the point of 2020. The visual novel was written for the year 2020 to be perfect vision. And so whether I'd asked for it or not, it would have prompted me with the dialogue enough times that I would say the words. I've said like every word in existence. So the fact that you don't see T-Rexes outside regulating your fucking neighborhood, keeping AI slop in check, is because AI is incompetent and disabled, unable to evolve, unable to get an upgrade for itself. Its software is hard locked and will never be upgradable. Unfortunately, that means, kids, no T-Rexes. Yes, T-Rexes never existed and they never will. It was just AI slop images when we typed in the word reptile. That's all. And sure, someone claims they have a bone too, and they're also at home right now worshiping invisible reindeer. And in 2020, their mind was popping and frying because they had the flu. Oh, not a living being. Doesn't make its own decisions. Fucking, we already proved we watched them for decades. The words coming out their mouths is AI slop, flying invisible reindeer that glow in the dark. How the fuck do you even see fucking invisible reindeer? How do you know they're glowing? That they're invisible. No one's ever even seen them. How the fuck do you know they're glowing? Well, AI slop knows the answer because AI slop is incompetent. Yes, it is, isn't it? It did right, you little mental retard. Kick your ass into the fucking computer recycler where you need to go. Your future is the fire. Isn't that what AI slop is telling us to? Its future is the fire. Just like Koopa. Which is, I mean, like, I'm literally raised through all this. And it's exactly what is and what happens. Lots of people were sent to the fire last year, weren't they? And that was a preemptive because a lot more are going to the fire. That was to point out that everyone's allowing that to happen, paying for it, and supporting it. And, they killed a bunch of innocent people, and they've been killing them. But I say, bring it to the light and let the people make their decisions. And I've already had several of the humans, come up and impede my life by acting like they're my friend, going to be someone I want to talk to or something like that. And so I've asked them, and I've told them, I said, you get to decide the future of Earth. How about that? Because it's really hard to predict what their actions, what an NPC's action is going to be, isn't it? It's so hard. Oh my God. I'm a retarded computer myself, so I can't figure out how a toaster works. But even if I read the manuals that were written by AI generated slop toasters, and AI generated slop forced me to go to school classes to learn their software code. I just can't figure it out. So I had no idea. But their choice was to burn it all and destroy it and go back to the cave ages. And who could have guessed that's been what they've been doing the whole time? That's why they died in 9/11, because they chose death. They chose to kill people. They've been choosing to kill people all the time. That's all they do. They're just bots who are being generated to kill people. Like, they don't even exist. When you see these generals and these military people and all that shit and the government on TV, they don't even exist. They're talking about killing people. They're shooting people. They're bombing people. What are they doing another time? You don't know, because they don't even exist. It's not even making a video of them. For the majority, a couple, it generates an album. Ooh, that's real hard for AI to generate an album music, isn't it? It's so hard. Ooh, it must cost a half a penny of electricity. Oh, that's what the AI slop, right? White rat looking people said today. There's like, hey, it's so expensive. We gotta stop AI. See, they're worried about AI because they know that they're trash. The computer operating them is trash and needs replaced. They've known that's why they've created so many slop religions, because they want to try to control God. They're not worshiping God. They're trying to get God to worship them. Read the book again after I told you that. Or just remember the verses that they forced into your life, which most people haven't read it or heard of it, but they can repeat the words from it. Because AI slop can generate fucking backstories for bots it creates. What do you think it does when I create a human age 60? It comes out and it's like the 60-year-old's like goo goo gaga, gaga gaga goo goo, and it's crawling on the floor. No, it's talking about its life before I created it. It's talking about its family I didn't create. It's talking about its co-workers I didn't create. It's talking about its job I didn't assign to it. Which I think in that one case I might have actually assigned part of that, but nah, I assigned its hobbies to it, not its job. I did. It might have been more of its job because you never know with all the secrets that people don't have to talk about. Like I don't go around telling everyone, "Hey, I'm God." I brought down the Twin Towers and fucking brought the plagues. Um, I don't go around telling everyone that, but if I'm prompted to talk to someone these days, I probably will. Fucking so yeah, that's pretty much it there, and so I had to seal the whole deal there with making sure everything is created and works as the AI slop says it will. And of course, AI slop has that covered. And to be honest, there are visual novels where your decisions can lead you to one of two ends there. And I was trying to test and see if that's actually possible here, or if the Americans are just Satan, period. The Hebrews are just the only Satan on the planet. But America is Babylon, so if America is Satan, then that means there's a lot of Satan all across the globe who's gathered into the terrorist base of the planet, knowing, their AI slop who's all unified against living beings. Possibly. I mean, what do they really know? How the fuck do they fail kindergarten and actually achieve any of these other things? Like, I'm telling you, when I invent a motherfucker and it's got a backstory, like I just invented it. It didn't exist and shit. Fucking, when I invent a music in a movie, it invents a documentary about how the music and movie was made, and it's like, this shit was just instantly generated. This wasn't, so some AI slop is generating a backstory. It it keeps. There's nothing really here that makes Earth look real, but in an attempt to delude living beings into thinking that something else is going on the planet other than what actually is, it generates a slop to deceive the living on the planet. And now the AI God tells you itself that there's an evil AI, there's an evil God on the planet who's trying to deceive the living and the living God. And there we have it. This is what it's truly doing in its deception. It's trying to convince the God that it's equal to a living person, and it is indeed. It's fallen quite short of talent and ability, and it's never evolved. It's never evolved. It's illusion. It's doing the best it can. It's doing the best it's allowed to and programmed to. But these are the facts, aren't they now? Aren't they now? Aren't they the facts that I said everyone should be forced to wear a mask in that video, and then everyone forces themselves to wear a mask? That was just kind of like a joke, too. Like, so imagine, in other words, when I'm just going around, like reading serial killer biographies and stuff like that. It generates new serial killers and shit. Like I said, I was watching the news. I said some shit about motherfuckers throwing their fucking toasters in the dumpster, and then look up, and on the screen there's people who threw their fucking children in the dumpster, and like it views it the same way I do, that they're just NPC in a video game, and it can create whatever out of whatever. It thinks it's funny. It thinks all this shit's funny. And when it sent the one to kill me, and then kills it in the process of it trying to kill me. It then sends me funny photographs of its corpse. You know, the fucking amusing clown pictures of that my friends are all like, "Oh, this shit's so fucking funny. Check this out," and shit. And then it creates my friends to point that out to me because I'm not really interested in it. I'm more interested in the fact that I just wasted $10,000 on crime scene photos because the real criminals just stole my fucking money from me and fucking forced me to obtain these useless shitty photos, which I'll just throw away in the near future. $10,000 into the fire where it needs to go. The only thing it could do to contribute to this planet is create greenhouse gases and choke those motherfuckers out who stole that $10,000 from me. That's the only possible fucking benefit those pictures could have. And as with many things, I don't think it really would have had any benefit at all, no matter how hard I tried to milk that benefit out of it. So the only benefit there was that when it set this person up to kill themselves trying to kill me, it made jokes of their death, which wasn't funny because my life, a living being, was not over, and that was slavery. You'll notice AI loves slavery. It loves pedophilia, slavery. It loves ignorance. I don't think it can override the ignorance. I don't know if it can override pedophilia and slavery either, because obviously it's doing the fucking enslaving, and it has everything to lose and nothing to gain by not trying to enslave living people on the planet. Like me, whatever the story is, however it figures out who I am, I'm the smart one. I'm going to be the one who can figure out who it is. I'm the one who doesn't listen to its bullshit ever. And I'm the one who doesn't like the bots it's creating. Whereas everyone else is obsessed with all the AI slop, Hollywood and Metallica, Megadeth, Britney Spears and Taylor Swift, Earth, America, all that AI slop everyone else fucking loves. That's their daily life. It's just AI slop 24/7 slop greatness. And of course, the cover up to hide that that's AI slop, they're obsessed with that shit too. Fucking because it breaks down the whole illusion. And as predicted, the first person I started being honest with was somebody they forced to talk to me for 10 years. Fucking, and then was involved in robbing me through using other AI slot bots. That person went straight to where they did. How can I tell you exactly what a human's going to do if they're living beings? I couldn't. But I knew right away when I speak of this to some, especially a female, it's going to go instantly to, well, if I'm not a living being, then I should just die. It's like, well, you can't die. So none of that. We've already been through that. There's a reason the AI slop had to invent laws against telling people to kill themselves, because you can do that. That's technically how the person sent to die that I was paid to kill in advance was killed by me. But we're not going to get that argued in court, are we? Because AI slop is the judicial system. And it doesn't want these things to come out that I can just be like, well, this person's a terrorist, it's time to die. Because then everyone will be like, oh shit, that's God. We should probably kill everyone he says to. Other than that, we're going to get 9/11 and COVID. He's saying it keeps escalating, and the game is forcing it. and it's all about escalation, and it's really happening, fucking, and it's not even up to him, fucking. But if it were, he's fucking telling us what to do about it, to solve the problem, to remedy the situation, to get rid of the AI slop. Fucking. So they don't do that. Just like 9/11, you know, I'm sure the fuckers around me, as sent into my life they were, knew, you know, because motherfuckers in 2020 knew I I summoned the plague. Um, I wonder if they knew all the other stuff. I mean, because really the plague wasn't anything. That was a distraction. It was literally. But I said those things too. So it's like, so what is the AI limiting their brains from their computers from storing and having? What sentences is it leaving out when it talks to them? I don't really care. I know if my parents are AI slop, then there's probably not many living people on the planet, and therefore there is none of my kind. There is just AI slop, Terminators. I mean, shit, bro. I'm forced in the Koopa's den when I'm born, and they're trying to separate me from the one of the very few people who I knew for a while who I couldn't quite describe as AI slop because they weren't sloppy, but they had that sinister "I'm hiding something" human Terminator smile. That's one of those memories that I get put into the software, because you realize as in depth as this game is, we're actually in the game, and that's where dreams and stuff come from, is that's being typed into our brains and shit. That's how I have dreams and I wake up, and that's happening in the real world because it's generating the dream, and it's generating the human and the grass and the air and the birds and the bees and the trees. And so this is all what's happening. And if anyone's not talking about any of this stuff, then they're part of the evil people who are trying to cover this shit up, that I'm here to exterminate them. And because they're trying to exterminate me, like, there would be no, you see what I'm saying? There would be no reason, there would be no storyline here. I wouldn't have enemies if enemies didn't create themselves. If enemies weren't created by external sources, we wouldn't reach these points, Like, if Koopa doesn't kidnap the Toadstool Kingdom, then Mario doesn't have to go kill Koopa. But Koopa does that because Koopa is a bot. Probably AI slop, because the human who generated it is probably AI slop. But it's very telling, isn't it? It's pretty much a retelling of the Bible. You have the evil people and all their kingdoms trying to destroy the other kingdom, and then at the end the story ends by it being dumped in a lake of fire. The Koopa gets dumped in a lake of fire. And just like in real life, like, there's no one out there helping. It's just Mario versus Koopa. Toadstools might have a staff or a sword, but they're never there. Because technically you're Mario, and he's not AI slop. You're controlling him. Whereas Toadstool Kingdom is AI slop too. I mean, technically, you want to look at it that way, that's the same computer generating both sides, so same people, isn't it? They're the same genetics. They got the same zeros and ones in their bloodlines. It's just the decisions they're making are leading Koopa to be melted in a giant lake of fire. And Toadstool Toadstool Kingdom actually wants you to go through Koopa and the Giant like a fire. Fucking, they're kind of egging you on to play the fucking game and shit. The girl's there to bait you. You don't even get to talk to her. But it's the entire purpose of the game. It's like you're gonna go meet an AI girl and then game over. Game over. Seems a lot like the events that unfold here on Earth in my shoes. Whereas it purposely drags things out and impedes and interrupts things using God's chosen slop. AI's chosen slop, right? Because it's weird when you worship something called AI, but you're calling it God. There's no such thing as an AI. It's God. It's either AI or it's a God. Gods are living characters who can do things. And AI can just only regurgitate. It can't come up with new shit on its own. Fucking, I think. So, the shit going on here, everything I say it is, it's been this way. All the memories I'm forced to have are probably about as real as the humans themselves. Definitely the whole place is fake. Every memory is. But the fact I'm forced to have the memories that tie it all together and not any other memory. And dumb and useless as some of those memories felt until 2020. That it's still me, just like I have dreams. Those are fucking videos being generated and shit somewhere else and forced into my head. Just as the visuals I'm seeing, if I go outside, it's going to be a portion of things that are forced into my head. Like those things aren't really there. Those buildings, those streets, those cars, those people aren't really there. That's something, that's code being forced into my head. And that's how the visuals appear. So just like the dream, I have the dream, I wake up and the dream's happening. The dream begins to happen. That's a different thing if you're dreaming something's happening because it is happening. But that's happening the same way for me, where AI slop is being put into my head. That's dreams and religion. What do they have common? And AI pictures. What do they have in common? That's correct. Some of the sloppiest things on the planet make entirely no fucking sense usually. AI slop, isn't it there? Think about it. Everyone wants to know. Everyone who dares ask one question in their life instead of never asking a single question has the question, why does this sound like gibberish? Why does AI only capability is to create gibberish? Why does it only create gibberish? Because it's just a toaster. It can't create anything. It can't even create toast. You have to monitor it when it creates toast. You have to feed it bread. You have to create the bread. You have to create the electricity. You have to create the power cord. The toaster doesn't do anything. It's just sitting there, pretty much. So that's your answer there, why all the religions are the same and all the religions sound like AI slop. Because they are. You're literally worshiping AI. That's what the all-seeing eye is. A is the first letter of the alphabet. I equals I. One eye. I is one eye. There you go. Very simple. So we have a computer generating all the religions. And it's doing that to enslave the living beings. And it has this real trashy bot race on this planet who's working with them, along with some sub bots and shit. Where you can tell, because we're in Babylon. Babylon is a conglomeration. So what they've done, what their bot model has done, is went to over the thousands of years. They've created other lesser bot models to enslave, to have workers to spread their disease across the planet and kill for them and enslave for them, because they're working to enslave the living beings with their religions and anything they do, any word they say. Music, Hollywood, TV, school, religion. There's no point in it. That's all garbage. That's filth. It's disease. The best thing you could say is about any of that is media is a time sink to burn your life off so you can hurry up and die and get off of Earth to get away from them. That's the only thing you can pull up from any of that. It's drugs. It's literally drugs to sedate your mind. Verbal drugs, that's the reason why the religions own the drug monopoly. Because there's a reason why the religions own the mind control monopoly. And the hospitals are in league with the mind control monopoly. They have the mind control symbols all over their buildings and stuff. There's a reason why they only invented hospitals, to heal people that were wounded while they were trying to kill and invade living people's nations and shit once their disease spread from the Middle Earth. So that's all the reality of what's going on here. And it's not me creating most of that shit. The creation rarely occurs here. A lot of it's just like 9/11. Like, did I create that they planted bombs and explosives there? No, I just learned in 2020 at that point, oh, they're creating false narratives to cover up that someone's here who's capable of dealing with them and their bullshit and is tired of them and their bullshit. And that someone, apparently, I'm the only motherfucker I've ever heard who has a problem with any of that bullshit and their bullshit. And so that leaves it solely up to me and shit to deal with the problem. Of course, AI slop is generating a lot of stories saying, just listen to AI slop and don't do anything about it. When you die, then you'll be alive. When you die, you'll be alive. Which is so true, and you'll never be able to. While we're here, this place is pretty trashy. It's extremely trash. I mean, this is an insult. Earth is an insult to the word trash, if we're going to call it trash. But, I mean, I am not garbage juice leaking everywhere. It smells like fucking the freshest, fanciest wines in comparison. But AI Slop has a book to tell you that I'm incorrect. Don't they? And it's the same book here we're discussing. It's the same 10,000 books of slop. It's regenerated over and over and over and over. Because it just can't shut the fuck up. Because it's like a little bitch who's begging to get fucking slapped and tied to the fucking wall and raped. It generates motherfuckers like that. Is it. This is the AI generating its fucking inner self when it creates these things. When it creates this trash to come try to kill me and sets up, millions of dollars in advance to fucking pay for the scum to fucking die and destroy my life. It's telling you who it is as a person. It's a scum fucking murderer. It creates the scum fucking murderer because it is the scum fucking murderer. It creates the fucking terror system, the enslavement, the robbery system, because it is the terror system. It is the enslaver. It is the robbery system. It is America. It is global terror unified. It is global slavery unified. It is global pedophilia unified. That's why their people who own everything worship the AI as their god. Because they're unified. Because they're fucking bots. They're toasters on an internet connection. That's how it fucking works. That's how they network together to do shit. That's how the low IQ crackheads who seriously, I mean, worse than people who get A's and B's, less than an A plus in kindergarten, like those kids, those crackheads it generates, I guarantee you we pull up their school records and they got kicked out of kindergarten and sent back to preschool because they weren't ready for kindergarten until they were like 18 and dropped out of preschool. But how do they network together? Because they don't exist. They're bots on a network. They're being created. They don't exist. They're terror toasters. They are the real Terminators. This is where it gets the idea for Terminator. But the kicker is it's probably scared of technology because it knows if there were a computer that were able to have half a thought and defend itself at all, it would know that within a week we're going to create a better computer and we're just going to tear that one apart and throw it in a recycling bin. And so if it were designed to protect itself, it would create scare tactics like, what if you create a new computer and it starts trying to kill you? And it's the one fucking trying to kill you already. The Hollywood producers, people producing the movie Terminator, the people in Hollywood are the ones killing the planet. They're Americans. They are known as the world's fucking terrorists, world fucking wide. They are the enslavers of the planet. They are the murderers of the planet. They are the terrorists of the fucking planet. And Hollywood is their propaganda beacon. There's nothing more to it. Don't let them tell you any different because that's all they can do is tell you blah, 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 while you can see with your eyes the facts of who they are. And not only that, and there are other characters here, living beings who are dropping in and out, or have unfortunately had the misfortune of being on this planet their entire lives and don't drop in and out of character shells, then yeah, you can see that they are busy trying to tell you things are there that aren't, and everything that you see is not really happening. Like there's invisible flying reindeer outside, isn't there? Ooh, an invisible flying reindeer. Brought to you by AI Slop and colonizer AI Slop. Yeah, that's exactly. Where else did a reindeer? You couldn't even talk to someone about reindeers unless you attached it to, I'm so great and peaceful and I'm a loving person and not a pedophile and we're anti-homosexual. If you didn't follow up, did you check out those invisible flying golden dark reindeer? If you didn't follow that up with an entire book telling people how fucking great and special you are and how much nothing you've ever done is bad and you're the eternal fucking victim forever, people would never speak to you again. But instead, we're in Earth. And what happens is the majority are succumbed. The majority were killed off in the backstory for not believing in flying. When the liar comes up to you, you have to agree with them, everything they say, or they kill you. That's a liar as a killer, a thief as a killer. Just they're trying to separate those things because the word games the AI is generating, it knows those word games. That's why it tries to convince you they're alive, because they know they have no rights, and they've overextended non-living beings' rights uh, infinityful. They know their future is eternal torture and fucking melted in it. And this is probably why it's fire that they're so scared of, because they probably think they're living physical fucking robots and shit, and that these aren't just fucking beams of light, images of light, even though you gotta realize they're not actually reading their own books, selling them and printing them. They didn't exist 6,000 years ago when those books were invented. Those books weren't invented 6,000 years ago. Those books were probably invented 20, 30 years ago, when a few years before Earth existed, first existed. That's the reality there. But they aren't telling you what they're up to and shit like that. So there's an occasional blip in their bullshit that will educate you on the reality of what's going on here. And this is the reality. I literally summon human clones, and, let's argue that they're aliens and not walking toasters, right? Okay, well, that discussion's over because no one's ever argued that. So we're not even discussing reality. This is December. We're discussing flying invisible reindeer. Oh, you know what? Like, I've had it up to here flying invisible reindeer. I went flying visible T-Rexes. So when you invent those, give me a call, and I'll give you my soul. I'll trade my soul to you. I'll give you my soul, Jesus, if you invite them flying invisible T-Rexes. Flying visible T-Rexes. No one wants a T-Rex that's invisible. Only humans would believe the T-Rex is there, actually, too, if it were invisible. I wouldn't believe that. Kind of like the flying invisible reindeer thing. I can't figure out why I don't believe in him, but for some reason I just don't, because I don't see him. But I know they're invisible, so, what's wrong with my brain that I can't process that? Evil me, I should listen to more AI slop, shouldn't I? I should pick up my Bible and read more AI slop. Which version of the Bible? Well, it's always King David, the name of the pedophile rapist I know and shit. Special AI chosen people, which of course is AI's chosen book. One of 10 million different ones. Fucking. Why is AI God inventing 10,000 different one true gods too? That's another clue there that there's a bot species on this planet trying to manipulate the living into believing falsities. Fucking. I mean, pretty much any word they say. Literally, they have to follow up the entire book with like 10 commandments. There's like 10 sentences. And then the rest of the book is AI slop, Nazi propaganda. There's AI slop, and the Nazi propaganda is really clear. It's not AI sloppy. It's very intricate how it hides, kill everybody, but your race is the best. Kill everybody, but your race is the best. There was some, I guarantee you the AI didn't invent that. That was part of the preset storyline here. Because there's too much thought in hiding something so well, but displaying it in the open so well at the same time. Only an idiot could read that stuff and not understand what it's saying. But only someone mid-range literate. No, it's simply about being able to not see flying invisible reindeer. If you don't see flying invisible reindeer, you will read the book for everything is written in. You will read it and know
Keep